Tik-Tik. In my grandmother's village, they said you never run toward the sound. If the tick-tick is loud, it is far away. If it is soft, it is already beside you. Maya Reyes came home after 7 years away. She was a nurse now, trained in Manila, trained to believe in fever charts, blood pressure, infection, oxygen, and all the clean explanations people use when they are afraid of older things. The bus dropped her at the edge of the barangay just after sunset. Rain rolled over the rice fields, banana leaves bent in the wind. Her phone had no signal. In one hand, she carried a small medical bag, in the other, a dying flashlight. The road to her cousin's house was narrow and flooded. Every few steps, Maya looked over her shoulder. She told herself it was because of the storm. Then, something clicked from the trees. Tick, tick, tick. She stopped. The flashlight beam shook across wet leaves and empty road. Nothing moved. No bird, no dog, no person, only rain sliding from the branches. Maya walked faster. At the edge of the village, one candle burned behind a bamboo window. Before Maya could knock, Aling Rosa opened the door. The old woman's face was tight with fear. "You came after dark," Aling Rosa said. "The bus was late," Maya answered. "How is Nika?" Aling Rosa did not answer. She looked past Maya into the road. "Did anything follow you?" Maya tried to smile. "Only rain." Inside, Nika sat on a bamboo bed, heavily pregnant, one hand pressed to her stomach. She looked exhausted. A small electric fan turned once, slowed, and stopped. The lights flickered. Then the whole barangay fell into blackout. Aling Rosa locked the front door, then the window, then the back door. "Tita," Maya said, "what are you doing?" "Listening." The three women stood still. Outside, dogs barked in every yard. Then, all at once, they stopped.
Tick, tick, tick. Nika gripped Maya's wrist. "It started 3 nights ago," she whispered. Maya moved to the curtain and looked through a narrow crack. Across the road, beneath a broken street lamp, a woman stood barefoot in the rain. Long black hair clung to her face. Her dress was dry. She looked ordinary, almost familiar. Maya frowned. "That's Elena. She sold fish near the chapel." Aling Rosa yanked her away from the window. "Elena died last month." Outside, the woman smiled. At her feet, a puddle reflected her face. In the reflection, her eyes were upside down. Something landed on the roof. The house shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. Nika screamed. Maya grabbed a kitchen knife from the table. Aling Rosa poured salt along the windowsill with shaking hands. Above them, something crawled across the roof. Not walking, crawling. Slow at first, then faster. Tick, tick, tick. The sound moved from the roof to the wall. A long shadow passed across the window, too thin and too tall to belong to any human body. "We need to leave," Maya said. "No," Aling Rosa said. "It wants us outside." The back door handle turned. Slowly. Maya raised the knife. The door opened 1 inch, and a voice whispered through the gap. "Maya, you came home." Maya froze. It was Elena's voice, but not Elena's voice. It stretched around the words as if something were wearing it badly. Then it changed. It became Maya's grandmother. "Anak, open the door," the voice said, soft and familiar. Maya's eyes filled with tears. "Lola!" Aling Rosa slapped her hard. "It steals voices before it steals bodies." The whisper changed again. This time it sounded like a child. "Ate Maya, help me!" Nika doubled over, her face twisted with pain. "Maya, something is wrong."
The ceiling cracked. Something above them inhaled. Maya looked at the old woman, then at her cousin. The salt line would not save them if Nika went into labor. The chapel was 200 meters away. Stone walls, iron gate, blessed ground, if blessed ground still meant anything. Maya wrapped Nika in a raincoat. Aling Rosa lit an oil lamp. They opened the back door and slipped into the storm. The camera followed close behind them through banana trees and mud. Wet leaves slapped Maya's face. Nika stumbled with every step. Aling Rosa whispered prayers under her breath. Tick, tick, tick. The sound grew louder. Maya stopped. It's getting farther. Aling Rosa shook her head. No, that means it is close. The sound became soft. Tick. Maya slowly looked up. Above them, hanging upside down from a mango branch, was a woman with long black hair. Only her hair moved in the rain. Lightning flashed. The thing dropped. They ran. Mud splashed around their legs. The oil lamp swung wildly. Nika fell and Maya turned back just in time to see the creature crawling after them on all fours. Its limbs bent the wrong way, fast and low, like each part of it had been borrowed from something dead. Aling Rosa threw salt into the rain. The creature recoiled and screamed with Elena's face and Maya's grandmother's voice. "Why did you leave me?" Maya pulled Nika up. The chapel gate was ahead. Its iron bars were locked. Inside, candles were burning. Someone was already there. Elena stood behind the gate, dry, clean, and smiling. "You should not have listened to the old woman," she said. Behind Maya, Aling Rosa whispered, "Do not look at her eyes." Maya looked anyway. In Elena's eyes, Maya's reflection was upside down. The creature behind them stopped screaming. Its body shuddered. It folded itself back into the shape of a woman. Nika sobbed. "There are two of them!" Aling Rosa raised the oil lamp. Her hand was trembling. "No," she said. "There has only ever been one." Maya followed her gaze. Nika was standing too still. Her pain was gone. Her tears were gone. Her bare feet were turned backward in the mud. "Nika?" Maya whispered. Nika smiled with Elena's mouth. "You came home." Maya grabbed the chapel gate and pulled until the old lock snapped loose. She ran inside as the bell above her began ringing by itself. Candles blew out one by one. Wooden saints turned their heads in the dark. Maya locked herself in the confessional and held both hands over her mouth. Outside, Nika's voice became Elena's, then Aling Rosa's, then Maya's grandmother's. "Open the door! Open the door! Open the door!" The confessional wall cracked. A long, dark tongue slid through a gap in the wood, searching. It brushed Maya's sleeve. She pressed herself into the corner, shaking, silent. The tick-tick stopped. For one moment, there was no rain, no bell, no breath, only silence. Then a whisper came from inside the confessional with her. "If the sound is quiet." Maya slowly turned. Two bloodshot eyes opened in the dark. "I am already here." Morning came gray and wet. The barangay woke slowly. The chapel door stood open. Rainwater ran down the steps. Aling Rosa lay by the gate, alive but shaking, her eyes open, her mouth moving in silent prayer. Maya walked out of the chapel carrying her medical bag. Her clothes were clean. Her face was calm. Aling Rosa looked at her feet. For one moment, they were normal. Then Maya's toes turned backward. From somewhere in the village, a baby began to cry. Maya looked toward the sound and smiled. Tick, tick, tick.